Katharina? In einem freien Land soll sich das nicht nützen, das Recht auf seiner Seite zu haben? Sehe ich aber ein bisschen anders.
Christoph Gavenda plays Dr. Stockmann, medical officer of the new town baths. He becomes an enemy of the people when he insists on exposing the truth about an environmental hazard. In Act 4, the audience is called upon to intervene. The uncertainty hangs over every performance. Will they cooperate or not?
Sometimes we meet someone who can tell us a little about the people and customs first. We didn't have anyone here, so in a way we're running blind.
And as far as the music's concerned, practice makes perfect.
Dr. Stockmann.
Dr. Stockmann is the younger brother of the mayor of a small town and discovers the water in the municipal baths is contaminated. So contaminated that it can damage people's health, and the baths really ought to be closed immediately. His brother, the mayor, wants to avoid closing the baths at all cost because they're a major source of revenue for the town.
Ibsen wrote An Enemy of the People over 130 years ago, but it's still just as relevant today.
I draw upon myself quite a lot, but I also get quite a bit from the person I'd like to be, and I know I'm not that person.
The cast tours the ancient imperial palace in Seoul. Christoph Gavenda sees these encounters with foreign culture as a necessary preparation, and he takes the time before every guest performance for it. They've already played in 28 cities, from Melbourne to Delhi, Tehran, Moscow, and Buenos Aires. And every time, the audience has joined the discussion, everywhere. But the Koreans are known for their polite reserve. An empty street is a rare sight in Seoul. It has a metro population of 26 million people. The issues dividing a 19th century provincial town in faraway Norway reflect those of the 21st century's megacities: economic mismanagement, corruption, abuse by politicians, and the media as well. Will all this strike a chord in Korea?
To be honest, after our day at the market, I feel a little nervous today. I'm anxious to see if anything comes from the audience at all. It'd be too bad if it didn't. I think it'll be an educational experience for all of us, even if nothing happens. Silence can also be incredibly powerful. I'm not just concerned about whether there'll be lots of discussion or not. I'm mainly interested to see how they'll react to this theatrical device, if they'll accept it and deal with it. One of the most bizarre experiences was definitely Moscow. All at once, 3/4 of the audience came on stage and brought the play to a halt.
15 minutes to go before the curtain goes up. Gavenda's more nervous than usual. The theater's 1,000 seats are sold out. Hardly anyone in the audience speaks German. That won't make the improvisation at the end any easier. At this point, everyone turns against the idealistic Dr. Stockmann. In Act 4, the house lights come up. Stockman calls a town meeting and addresses the audience directly with fiery rhetoric, almost a left-wing manifesto.
Die Wirtschaft ist die Krise. Der schlimmste Feind der Wahrheit, das ist diese scheiß liberale Mehrheit. Diese scheiß liberale Mehrheit raubt mir meine Freiheit und verhindert es, dass ich hier die Wahrheit ausspreche.
Mehrheit hat immer das Recht auf ihrer Seite. Thomas, entschuldige.
Nein! Die Mehrheit hat nie das Recht auf ihrer Seite. Das ist genau noch diese Gesellschaftslüge, gegen die jeder freidenkende Mensch rebellieren muss.
Ich bitte jeden, der Ihrer Meinung ist, einfach mal die Hand zu heben.
Ach ja, sind Sie jetzt alle zusammen verrückt geworden, oder was?
You spoke of a looming apocalypse, that people are destroying the world. Do you really believe that? We, the ones who fail to act, are the problem.
The majority can be mistaken.
I partly agree with Dr. Stockman. There are more important things than the majority. We have to find out the truth. We've learned that here.
Whoever has power can lie to the nation.
We also have an environmental scandal in Korea. Toxic chemicals and ventilation systems killed over 140 people. And for years the government tried to whitewash it and cover up the cause. The families have been fighting for justice to this day.
The audience didn't storm the stage, but they also did not show signs of reserve. The actors were surprised by parallels between the play and the reality of the environmental scandals that are now rocking South Korea.
Fabulous. I wasn't expecting this.
Ja, hätte ich nicht erwartet.